So I'm sitting here in the store in front of our ECD heads, and you'll remember this from early in the year. And you may have even seen these floating around on eBay for stupid money. People are just charging extortionate amounts for a DNA Diamond. Now, I kept one for myself, just hold it back, lock it away in the vault, and then pull it out in 30 years' time. And when we're all on some different platform, I'm sure you will have moved on by then, and YouTube probably won't even exist. I'll just telepathically send a message about the Diamond DNA in my collection to you. It'll be something weird like that. But I kept one back. This launched at the very, very start of the year. So midnight hit, we put these live on the website, and I think so I kept one back, so I gave one to a friend. We had 16 to sell. They were sold out by like 2 p.m. on the 1st of January. They've gone live at midnight. So these things sold fast. You know, awesome that the DNA had been made of a tougher plastic and the DNA Diamond. So well done, ECD. You know, these looked incredible. But I'm not just going to tell you about clear DNAs. I'm going to talk about clear sticks in general. So I don't really remember now who the first company was to do clear heads again. So it may have been STX. Got clear. It's not. Everyone thinks that's going to mean Excalibur. It is, but it isn't. It's the Checkmate, which is the women's version. Same mold. Talked about this in another video. Exactly the same mold, just had a different name. So they came in clear. They came in a clear sparkle, so you can just about see there. It's got kind of like little silvery sparkles in it. These ones were actually crack-free. These things, you know, early clear plastics, they broke pretty quickly. And they also had another model. I think they did the T9, which was the basically the SDX Sam. Sure, that came in a clear colour too. And the Echo. So if you're old enough to remember, see again, you can see that sparkly plastic. And I think, pretty sure it came in red, like a ruby red and like an emerald green. So the Echo, again, it was also a men's head, but it was called the Sonic, same mold. Those other companies do clear heads too. So Brian did clear heads. I haven't got any of the Brian clear heads. The Brian Edge, I did have a Brian Edge a few years ago. We actually gave it to Doug over at Laxdip. But there is the Brian Tsunami in a clear plastic again. And De Beer also did clear heads. Which is quite cool, that clear orange. But who did it first? That's the big question. Who did it first? Well, it wasn't STX, it wasn't Brian, and it wasn't De Beer. It was actually Patterson. Patterson made wooden sticks. Here's my collection. It's quite a sought after stick, this. You can see inside a Patterson stamp. I've only actually got 2 Pattersons in my collection. So this Jack Bounder Pro and a goalie stick. There's a couple more Pattersons I've just purchased recently, which is on their way to me. But Patterson was a manufacturer of wooden sticks. So plastic sticks, yeah, he did make some plastic sticks. In 1974, this thing came out. So this predates other people's clear plastic sticks by quite a lot. And I was pretty lucky to find this one because, you know, it wouldn't have been the most durable thing at the time. And I've only aware of a couple of other collectors that have one. So when I found this, it was like, it was a terrible photograph. I thought, is that a clear Patterson stick? So I asked the seller for another photo, and they sent me another photograph taken with a potato. And I still question, is that a clear Patterson stick? So I had to send the guy a message and say, is that a clear Patterson stick? He said, yeah, it's a clear stick, yeah. And it was actually on a kind of mid-length kind of handle. So whether this was cut down from a long pole or whether this was an oversized handle to be cut down, I'm unsure. But I did read recently that you could buy these at Baccarat Raisin for $25 back in 1974. Can you imagine buying a stick these days for $25? You can't even buy a stringing kit anymore for $25. But, you know, these things would have come out and kids would have gone, wow, it's a clear stick. And then they've gone, wow, it's broken. Because it is what it is. It's an early plastic stick. You know, the early ones, they were a little bit on the brittle side. Being a clear plastic, you know, the early clear plastic, I don't think many of these have survived. But you know, you look out there and you see all these cool clear sticks. You know, people want to add to the collection. This thing is pretty rare. So this is the Patterson, first clear plastic lacrosse stick. So having thought I was finishing the video, I've just discovered it wasn't just the clear plastic. They did a clear red plastic. So if you're aware of anyone out there that's got in their collection a red clear plastic, A, I'd love to see a photograph of it. B, I would love to buy one. So if there's anybody out there that's got one they want to sell, then let me know. Now, I've got another one to show you real quick. It's not a clear one, but it's another Patterson. In fact, I'm going to show you two more Pattersons. Patterson actually distributed his stick through this company here. Label's slightly damaged, but this is an unused stick, Sportscraft. Head guaranteed 1 full season. Now, that warranty actually finished Patterson's relationship with plastic sticks. There was such high breakages that a contract they actually had with a leading distributor at the time, they cancelled it. There was so many breakages, it was just crazy. So the retail store I was telling you about was actually Baccarat Raisin. As I said, there were so many returns that the relationship between Patterson and Baccarat Raisin was fairly short-lived. And I'm pretty certain that Patterson are only actually making plastic sticks for a couple of years. Now, I'm not sure whether this is an earlier Patterson than this one. Difference being the throat here, because you see there's obviously these cutouts here, but you can see just how thin the area is. I don't think that would have held up very long at all. Interestingly, there's actually a number on the inside of that one. I've got no idea what that number corresponds to. But I got a feeling this might be the later one that's not got the cutouts, just to beef that throat up, because that there looks like it's going to break very easily. And again, I'm not sure if this is an original pocket or not. I've just actually noticed something different on this stick as well. So again, I am assuming this is still a Patterson, but it does feel it is. This one's marginally smaller, actually. Now I put them against each other. You see that the throat is, I'm just going to go right to the tip of the scoop. So this red one here is like a centimetre shorter. And on the scoop, actually, now I'll look a little bit closer again. Just behind this leathers, there is a little gap there for the leather to sit flush. Not that it's sitting particularly well on this one. But here you can see a bit more prominent where the string just sits inside the plastic. So that makes me think maybe this is the later one. I'm not too sure. So if you're familiar with Patterson plastic sticks and you can answer the question, which is the earlier one, then let us know. I think it is this one. But this one's got an interesting pocket. Now, whether this was a stock pocket at the time. I'm completely unsure whether this is something that somebody strung at a later date. But instead of having leathers, it's got these kind of synthetic runners there. You can see. So I'm not quite sure what that's about. Whether that stick was purchased like that in the early 70s, early to mid 70s, or whether this was strung later. So again, if you recognise that pocket, then let us know. Hope you enjoyed watching the video, seeing all the clear heads. Shout out to my guys at ECD. The Diamond DNA was awesome, and people have been loving it. Awesome companies to deal with. Can't say enough about the guys at ECD, but keep a lookout. Yeah, just hope they come out with a Mirage 2 in a diamond plastic in future. So, like I said, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and hit that like button, guys. Hit that like, keep subscribing.